All right. Nala, you can move over a little bit, sexy mama. Hold on, y'all. Okay, sexy. Go ahead, do your sexy vibes. All right. Hey, y'all. So, I wanted to make a video talking about just how to win in life because life is extremely difficult, especially with the wrong mindset. So, I'm just speaking from what has worked for me, and hopefully, this advice can propel you into the next level of your life, you know? So, let's just start with the basics. Put God first. I got some notes, so if you see me looking down, it's because I'm reading. Put God first. Everything starts with God. Literally, everything started with God. Like, everything. So, when you put God first, meaning when you actually go to God for advice, is different from like a friend that you know who has no experience on being in a relationship or having that kind of job or those type of problems. However, God knows what you're about to ask him before you even ask him. So don't be afraid to talk to the person that created you and that truly wants the best for you, because I promise that God will use your mistakes and your regrets to make you extremely successful, as long as you trust him with those things, with your vulnerability, with your pain, etc. Um, Trust him through your struggles, and just be aware that the things that you're going through, you're not going through it alone, because God truly is with you. Whether you like it or not, he's there. But when you start to acknowledge that presence, he shows you in different ways. It's not like a genie in a bottle. You don't just get a wish and he's like, I'm gonna grant your wish. No, he wants to see what will you do with the pain that you have now endured. Are you gonna like start to be a nasty, mean person, or is that gonna make you a better person? If that's gonna make you a better person, he can work with that, because you just don't know who's been through what. And when you get God involved rather than your family or your friends, God actually gives you a strategy. You know, he gives you actual thoughts that will help you to grow. And that's the point of this whole video, is having a growth mindset and being addicted to growth and not staying the same, right? We don't want to stay the same. So that's number one. Number dos, you have to celebrate yourself. You have to celebrate yourself. Once again, you have to celebrate yourself. You have to be somebody that you love, regardless of who likes you, who doesn't like you. Be the person that people want to hate on. I'm not, okay. I'm not speaking from envy. Nala's tired. I'm not speaking from trying to make people envy you, but I am going to say that if you ain't got no haters, you ain't popping. And that I think that phrase comes from the fact that when you don't have people looking at you upside down and around and sideways, is because you're not doing anything for people to look at. Don't go and get that like validation in a negative way. I'm not saying that either. But I am saying, what am I fucking saying? I am saying that the people that dismiss you, they're not going to acknowledge you because they want you to stay on that level. So the only way you're going to get over that is by celebrating yourself and not dismissing yourself the way that other people dismiss you. Meaning, don't waste your energy by chasing people's approval. Chase your own approval. Chase God's approval. That's the only approval that matters. You feel me? Not your family's approval, not your friends' approval. At the end of the day, the only person that knows what's best for you is God and you. That's it. So let people dismiss your effort. Let them dismiss you completely, because at the end of the day, they just want you to feel overlooked, so that way you don't get to that level in your head or that person that you want to be. It's very achievable, but at the end of the day, the people that haven't achieved that, or maybe they have, maybe you're around people that you want to, be like one day. At the end of the day, people treat things in life as if like there's not enough food for everybody, there's not enough money, when there really is. You just have to create your own space to thrive in, you know? So let your focus on whatever it is that you want to do in life and your achievement, you start going into that like realm of doing things, meaning going to the gym. If you start seeing progress, or if you make art and you start realizing, damn, my art's actually getting better, or whatever it is that you like to do, or cooking, maybe you used to cook rice really bad, now you cook it really good. At the end of the day, those are achievements, those are quiet achievements that nobody can take from you. So channel all that negativity that people are putting on you and like trying to overlook you and make it seem like you don't matter, when in fact you were chosen, handpicked by God. So you matter that much, to the point that you're here. And if you're watching this video, this is definitely for you. Okay? Just saying. And just let all that negativity, we'll use that word, that negativity, that like, I don't know, I just feel like don't be around people that, if you know you're funny and you crack yourself up, don't be around people that don't think you're funny. If you think you're beautiful and your family raised you to think you're beautiful, I don't care, you skinny, fat, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. At the end of the day, we're beautiful in our own way. And don't be around people that don't acknowledge that. Don't be around people that try to downplay who you are or who you're becoming, because at the end of the day, those people, they just want to keep you distracted, and like I said, they just want to keep you where they could see you. A lot of people, they will not tell you this, but they just don't want you to be better than them. And if they see that potential in you, even if you don't see it, it's like a Spider-Man moment, right? Like, he was getting bullied before he actually became Spider-Man. But the thing about that bully, a lot of us have people like that in our life that they see something special about us, and we don't even know why. Like, why are you being so mean to me, or why out of everybody you treat me a certain way? It's because that light in you is so strong, and that energy in you is so potent, that the only way for them to pretty much withstand just who you are, your essence, they got to put you down. And that goes for family, friends, it doesn't matter. People in the workplace, it doesn't matter. So celebrate yourself. Don't wait for people to acknowledge you. Acknowledge yourself. Go to the mirror, tell yourself, I love you. Even if you don't feel it, do it. Because at the end of the day, God loves you. And he put you here for a reason. And he loves you enough for you to be able to get to that moment. Like, you don't endure those type of things for no reason. There's a reason why you're getting picked on, or maybe bullied or pushed around. Is because A, you're probably not supposed to be there, and B, you're just very special. And that, I know that sounds cliche, but at the end of the day, that's what it is. Chosen people are always treated like shit. So if you're chosen for success and greatness in whatever field, or whatever area of your life, is going to be very hard. It's gonna be very lonely, and you have to embrace that. You need to be your own best friend. You need to be your own motivator. You literally need to look at yourself as if you were not yourself. Literally, you need to step outside of your body, and almost look at yourself as if you were another person. Like, so when you're hard on yourself, just step out of your body. Would you talk to another person like that? So then don't talk to yourself like that. Would you underestimate another person like that? Then don't do it to yourself. You feel me? So that part. Number three. I wrote a lot, guys. Um, discipline. Discipline and daily focus. Okay. If you want to have a certain body, or a certain life, or a certain car, or a certain lover, or certain friends, or a certain thing, right? Even a dog, right? It takes discipline to have one of those, okay? Because at the end of the day, it takes work. So pick something challenging. That's my advice. Pick something challenging that keeps you in check, and stick to it. So for me, is the gym. I work in the nightlife, and going to the gym early in the morning, a lot of times feels like I'm climbing up a mountain and I'm about to fall, but I'm not. You know what I mean? Like I'm like looking down, like damn, I'm all the way up here. So yeah, not easy. But really, it's a mindset. It's a mindset. It's so much easier to stay home, smoke weed, not do nothing, sleep in. It's not easy to get up after going to sleep really late at night, or just go getting up early anyway, when you can easily just stay up till 3, play your games, because my job doesn't start till like what, 10 o'clock at night, if that. Excuse me. Oh my god. So so it's like, am I supposed to just have a nightlife life? No. I want early mornings and I want a certain physique. And sometimes waking up in the morning is the only way to get that. So, yeah, waking up early in the morning to work out is definitely not my favorite thing. But I will say the way that my clothes fit and the way that my body has changed over the years of working out, it's worth it. And at the end of the day, when you suffer from depression and just certain things, you have to stay moving. You cannot, I repeat that, you cannot stay still, stay stuck, because all you're going to do is go crazy. So, because you're just going to dwell on everything that you didn't do, and it's just so not worth it. At least if you stick to one thing that you know disciplines you, and that could be with anything. It could be your diet, it could be the gym. I say the gym because the gym is just the fastest way to glow up for anybody, like mentally and physically, because you're just doing something that you don't want to do. I don't think anybody wants to work out. Like, if you want to work out, shout out to you. But people that work out, I feel like they be mad as hell. Like, people that really like to work out, they be kind of angry, because it's like you have to stay mad to keep it going. That adrenaline, that fire. So pick a habit that aligns with who you want to be and stick to it. I paint, and for me personally, it's really hard to stick to painting the way that I would like, the recognition that I would like to have behind my art. Can I be honest about whether I'm putting enough work behind that? No, I'm not. So I can't be mad at not having the results of the big gallery show and all this extra shit and being, a world renowned painter, because at the end of the day, I'm not banging out 3, 4 pieces in a month or in a week or whatever this time span is that you want to give yourself for whatever you're trying to do in your life. You feel me? If you want a nice car, right? My first car was a Benz. I got my Benz at 23 years old. I worked very, very hard for that. And my second car is a Benz. And the reason I say this is not because, oh, if you have a Benz, no, it's just something that I wanted, and I was taught that I couldn't have that. So I had to have it. And also, I don't know, just watching Get Rich or Die Trying. I don't know if you guys have ever seen that movie with 50 Cent, but it's definitely one of those moments, like collecting the pennies and, just stewarding your money well. And even though he's, dealing crack in the street, he still made it work for him. You feel me? Do what you can with what you got, and don't give up. Stay consistent. Seriously. If you have something in mind that you want, don't, oh, well, I don't got the money for it now. So that's not the point. The point is not to feel like you can't have something just because you don't have it right now. The beauty is the journey. If you've ever seen Scarface, the reason that his character is so lit is because of the fact that he knew what he wanted. And at no point did anyone ever say, oh, yeah, you're going to get to that point where you're like the biggest drug dealer in Miami. Like, I don't think that that movie turns out well for the character, but I think that people love that movie so much because he got to that point. Now, had he laid the foundation for his character, had he worked on what we're talking about now, which is the inside, you have to work on what's in you, not on you. You could wear the clothes, you could get your hair done, you could buy the watch, you could do this, but at the end of the day, what makes a person like really special is their character. Are you a loyal person? Are you resilient? Are you the type of person that if you were to lose everything today, can you still push through? If not, then you need to work on that. Period. Have to work on that because at the end of the day, life is not going to feel bad for you at all. So, I think that's the biggest part is understanding that the adversity that you're facing is actually the the way you're going to become who you want to become. So don't shy away from pain. Or like, people have lost people. I lost my mom. I lost like a couple people that, I'm not going to sit here and talk about right now, but I don't I don't want to say that that was a blessing in disguise, but it's one of the hardest pains, and it's something that I will never get over ever, but it's something that made me stronger, and it made me realize, okay, I can't dwell on losing my mom every single day because it's not going to bring her back. But what I can do is be strong that in that. I can be strong in my grief, and I can be strong because maybe there's someone else who just lost their mom, and they don't even know that there's still life. You still have a life to live. If God has you here, it's for a reason. Maybe my purpose is to, you know, give advice about the things that I've went through. Hopefully that can help somebody else. But at the end of the day, do you think I wanted to lose my fucking mom? Like, be for real. My mom was my best friend, my everything, my world, like everything. So it's just it's just one of those things, yo. It's just one of those things that, and then people want to make it, oh well, is God real? If this is God real, is that? You read the Bible. If you read the Bible a little bit, you'll know why things go the way they go. Like I mean, I'm not I'm not the biggest Bible reader. I'm getting into that part of my life now as well. But to balance the Bible, the gym, the this, the art, going to work at night, it's not easy. It's all about mindset. You have to stay focused, and you honestly have to love discipline. You have to love growing. And at the end of the day, when you're growing, it hurts. When your teeth grew in as a child, the babies, they cry because your gums fucking hurt. It's just how it is. Growth is not sexy. Sometimes growth is really soul crushing. Growth sometimes will leave you on the floor just crying until you can't cry no more. I have been stressed out literally to the point that I had blood in my eye. And guess what? I cannot let that stop me. I could take a second to rest, but your depression, your lack of motivation, that's not going to make you successful, and that's not going to help you break the curse of poverty in your family or whatever you got going on. So, and everybody, I feel like, struggles with the poverty moment. So I came from Section 8. I come from, just not having it like that, food stamps. And I'm not rich right now, but where I came from, had you told me at 17, smoking on my fire escape, you know, that hey, when you turn 23, you're gonna get a GLC, a Benz. That's, oh no, what when I was, yeah, when I was 23, I got my GLC. It was 2022. I was in a 2023 Benz in 2022, living in a loft by myself with two of my dogs in Miami. If somebody told me that, I'll be like, okay, bet. But the road to get to that, the courage it took me to move from a whole different state to here, nothing would have made me leave Jersey, because I'm from the East Coast. Nothing would have made me leave Jersey unless something like that happened. My mom passed away. Once my mom passed away, it's like Jersey completely was dead to me, because everywhere I go, it's like it reminds me of her. And like I said, my mom was my best friend. She is my best friend, regardless if she's here or not. So, um, I would give anything and everything to have her back. But at the end of the day, I trust God's plan more than I do this world or anything in it, more than I trust myself or anything like that. So I understand that sometimes things have to happen in order for other things to happen. And it's sad, but it's true. So, you know, you gotta just realize that. So, I will say that's number 4, learning from your pain, because pain is a different level of awareness. You know, they say ignorance is bliss for a reason. When you're ignorant, you don't really have to acknowledge what other people are going through, you know? But when you have insight to pain and certain things, that's when you can look at someone homeless in the street and say, "Oh wow, that's sad." You know, I thank God I don't have to go through that. I have this, I have that. Versus when you look at someone with a bust down and this and that, and you don't even know how they got to that point in their life. You just see everything good. You don't see the path that they had to take to get there. And that's the awareness of pain. You have to be aware that people are going through pain one way or another. Some people are even selling their soul to get to where they want to be. So if that's the route you want to take, just at that point just leave the video, because this ain't about that. But I'm just saying, like, you have to realize that there is a price that's being paid. If you do not want to pay the price, then do not complain that you are broke, or that you are inadequate, or that you're unmotivated, because at the end of the day, you don't want to pay the price, right? At the end of the day, I could grieve my mom every single day, but I have to pay the price of becoming a grown woman. And becoming a grown woman takes time. You know, I gotta cook, I gotta clean, I gotta keep myself looking a certain way, because the person that I see myself as, she's not crying on the floor. She's not feeling sorry for herself. She's strong. She's independent. She's motivated with or without an audience. She does not care. She's working while you're sleeping. That's the person I see myself as. So, you have to start to do that. You have to be aware of what it is that's triggering you and making you feel small, and go within yourself and beat that shit up. Literally. Sometimes you need to get mad. Like, seriously. You need to get mad and fed up. Like, is this really all that is this all I can do? No. You have you have literally God within you. You can do anything as long as you got God on your side. And that's real. And you don't need to, all you got to do is get on your knees and really pray and confess that Jesus is Lord, and let him into your heart, let him into your home, let him into all your problems. I swear, it's something that, it's just real. It's the realest. Having God on my side helps me every single day, 24 hours a day. Like, it just does. Because at the end of the day, there is just a lot of things that I wish I could change, and I wish I could go back and, but those are lies from the enemy. There is no such thing as going back. All there is, and all that you have, is right now. So understand that you're not getting any younger. Can you get smarter? Yeah. Can you be more equipped? Yes. Can you learn a new skill to get you to, X, Y, and Z? Yeah. So why not focus on those things? Use that pain to elevate you, and to make you somebody that when people ask you, like, how did you go through all that and get to that point? Because you allowed your pain to be, instead of a crutch, it became a compass for your life. You don't have to give up just because somebody died, or because you broke up with somebody, or they broke up with you, or because you lost a job. Sometimes that is the turning point in your life. And sometimes that's what it is. Yeah. So understand that with every story, with triumph and tragedy, it's gonna challenge you to be better. So you have to know that people aren't watching Scarface because at the end of the movie he dies. He's the main character. How was the main character dying in the movie? Because that's the way it's supposed to go. That's the way it's supposed to go because he has a revelation in the end, and he decides to be a certain kind of man for his character and not just for the money. I think there's a scene where like he's supposed to like kill like a mother and her children, and he's like, nah, no mother, no kids. And I mean, no kids. I think no women, no children. I think that's what he was saying. And it's just like, yeah, some people don't have that empathy in them. So regardless of everything he went through, he still had that little ounce of empathy in him. And that's important to have. But did his pain turn him into a monster? Yes. So you gotta know your pain can be the reason for your success, just like Scarface. But you have to know that your pain shouldn't be the reason that you're nasty to people or that you treat people the way you don't want to be treated. Use your pain to become an even better person, a person with a more loving, open heart. Obviously, guard your heart, but I'm saying, like, seriously, you shouldn't go through bad things and use that as a reason to put other people through bad things. You should go through bad things and use that as a reason for other people to never have to go through that. You feel me? Like, I can't stop some what's going to happen in somebody's life in regards to like if they lose their mom or nothing like that. But if they speak to me, they'll probably have some hope and they'll probably have some faith because at the end of the day, there's still light at the end of the tunnel. And when it's time for me to meet my mom again in heaven, I will. You feel me? I be having dreams about my mom all the time. I feel like she's alive in my dreams, and it's honestly a bittersweet thing because at this point, I just want to make myself proud, and I know that if I can make myself proud, I can make my mom proud. And that's something that she always would tell me as a kid, like, did you try your best? And that's definitely a big mantra, I'll say. Like, maybe you didn't get an A on the test, but did you try your best? If you studied and the answers didn't come out right or whatever, at the end of the day, just because you're not number 1 doesn't like it doesn't make you exempt from becoming number 1. Sometimes you just have to take a few more different steps, go a certain way, do a couple things differently, but as long as you try your best, like right now, I am trying my best to articulate these thoughts. And at the end of the day, whoever wants to be mean or take this video and be like, oh, please, she doesn't know what she's talking about. Guess what? At the end of the day, I tried my best. My best is not somebody who's been on YouTube for 10 years. No, my best is today. This is what I have. This is what I'm willing to give. This is what I'm willing to share. That's my best. Now, if I'm doing this ten weeks in a row, I bet you the 10th video will be harder than this one because maybe I got a camera, maybe I got a better setup, maybe my thoughts are more concise. But that takes time to be the best. But you have to try your best in order to become the best. And trying your best when you're not the best is very, very excruciating. So I just want to tell you guys that it's okay. It's okay. You you want the results, but you don't understand that in order to get there, first you got to get in the mud, baby. You got to get dirty. So, yeah. Learn from your pain and don't let your pain swallow you up. Don't let it be the reason that you're a mean person or that you can't love or that you can't trust nobody just because somebody hurt you. No. Be the reason that somebody can trust somebody. Be the reason that people do believe that there's good people in the world. It's okay. Like, it's really okay. And number 5, my brother, set boundaries and protect your energy. Give love, respect, and effort, but do not let people drain you. That goes for your family, your friends, even your boyfriend or your girlfriend, whatever. At the end of the day, people are not going to tell you, like, damn, you look tired. You should sit down and relax. No, people, the way that they're set up, is like animals. They don't really have like common decency. Like, if people can benefit off you being tired and drained, they will. So you have to know what's your limit, and do not be a people pleaser, because at the end of the day, you pleasing other people and trying to meet their expectations is not going to get you to where you want to be. Please yourself. Expect things from yourself and be consistent with yourself, and then worry about other people. You feel me? So, yeah. Um don't let people drain you. And if you have a hard time with people pleasing like I did, I used to like chase after my family after my mom died. They kind of like abandoned me, my mom's side of my family. And as much as I love them and I'll do anything for them, it really doesn't matter. They want me to go out my way and do these things where, I mean, they don't say it, but I just know that every time I'm around them, I have to perform. And that's something that I realize I don't want to do anymore with nobody. If I have to put on an act for you, if I have to be like an overachiever for you, like if I have to cook for you, but you never have to cook for me, if I have to come and drive an hour out, but you never have to drive to me, if I have to allow you into my space, but you don't allow me into yours, at some point you have to realize that you're doing me wrong. And a lot of times I feel like people will really let you be a friend to them or be family to them while they're a stranger to you. So take all that energy, suck it all back up, and pour it back into God, back into yourself. Because when you pour that time into God and you give that energy to God, He gives it to you tenfold. He gives you the strength to get through the day. He gives you the resources that you need. And at the end of the day, God is rich. God is the owner of everything. This pillow, this, my skin, everything that you see here, it wouldn't be here if it wasn't for God. So, what is too big for God? Nothing. Never feel afraid to take your requests up to God or your complaints up to God, because at the end of the day, He's the one who will help make a change. Complaining to your family about how they're treating you, they want to treat you like that. Your friends, they want to treat you like that. They want to be that way because they've been benefiting off you that way for so long. So why change it up now? I had a best friend for 50 years and I love her to this day. I will always love her. But at the end of the day, you can't treat people with disrespect and expect respect and love all the time. After a while, people get tired and people give up on you because, like, be for real. You can't watch me go out my way for you and take you here, take you there, open my door to you and do all this, and all you got to do is complain, fuss, and be mean. Like, at some point, you just got to leave people where they at, especially when you're always overdoing things and going out your way. If you're constantly going out your way and people ain't doing that for you, that doesn't mean, oh, if they ain't being nice, don't be nice. I think you should always be nice, unless, whatever. But God says to turn the other cheek, so turn the other cheek. Just because at the end of the day, vengeance belongs to Him. And you'd be surprised. Like sometimes when I'm driving, people jump in front of me, they don't signal. I get so mad I want to jump in front of them. But sometimes I don't. And those days that I choose not to are the best, because as soon as I sit down and I'm just like, you know what, that asshole, just that motherfucker don't give a fuck who's on the road, huh? Soon as they jump in front of me, now 2 3 cars jump in front of them, and it's like, you don't like that, huh? But only God can orchestrate those type of things and get your lick back, honestly, when you don't want no lick back. Because when God gets mad for you, at that point you want mercy for the people that you never thought that you wanted mercy for, because God doesn't play. So just understand that when you get mad, that's nothing compared to what God is going to do. So, yeah, I know it's easier said than done, but guard your heart and set your boundaries, because at the end of the day, you deserve a relationship with yourself more than anybody else. And people will downplay you, try to make you less confident, try to make you second guess yourself. At least when you get comfortable with being alone and learning a new skill or going to the gym or cooking for yourself, just trying to depend on yourself more for that love and not so much your family, your friends. Like, just just pull it out of you. I promise you. God will make that love overflow and overflow to the point that The people that were pushing you away are going to want to be with you, and if not that, you're going to have a bunch of new people, and now it's going to be to the point where it's like, damn, like I love being alone, because when I'm alone, like I just know what I like to do. Like, become your own best friend. You feel me? Because at the end of the day, you could get away with shit by yourself. You can't get away with shit when people know everything about you, got every, like, you know what I'm saying? Or your business, you could, when you talk to yourself about what happened, nobody's gonna, oh yeah, you did this wrong, or oh, you did that right. When you have conversations with God, He's gonna reprimand you in the way that is gonna help you. But when you talk to people about everything you're going through constantly, it's like you can't even heal from what you're going through, because now you're complaining about it, you're hearing it back to you. If you got a fake friend, they might remind you of your past, like, oh yeah, well, I don't think you could do it because remember last time. And it's like, you don't need that. So set those boundaries, get clear about where it is you want to be, and don't let nobody tell you you can't do it, because you can. I'm telling you, this is the recipe. This is definitely the formula. This is the secret formula that Plankton has been trying to steal. And at the end of the day, am I exactly where I want to be? Honestly, yes. Yes, I am. Because I manifested all of this. I have a beautiful apartment. This is my second condo in Miami. I have a beautiful car. I have somebody who loves me dearly, genuinely, takes care of me, makes sure I'm good every single day. And I have two pooches that I take care of. And I just know that if I were to sit down and be like, okay, what's the next chapter? What's the next level? What are the next things that I want? Materialistic or not, if I say I can have them and put in the work to have them, at the end of the day, everything starts in your subconscious mind. So when you subconsciously believe that you can have whatever you want to have, you will. If you want to be a confident person, cool. You want to be a strong person, cool. But just understand that there's a price that's going to be paid. You're going to go through tribulations, and God, aka the teacher, He's always quiet during the test. So don't don't give up. Have some faith, and yeah, be somebody that people can look up to and be inspired by, even if it's just by yourself. One day you're gonna look back and be like, wow, I'm so happy I started blah blah blah, because now look where I'm at. you know it was the worst, painful, horrific times in my life as a teenager that made me who I am right now. I'm 27 years old, and I'm about to be in my 30s, and there's just a lot of things that I want to do, and a lot of things that I want to say. But at the end of the day, all I'm trying to say is, had I not went through all of those bad things, we'll get into them another time, but just for instance, just losing my mom, I wouldn't be able to understand what true faith feels like, because I was very angry with God for a long time. And then when I read the book of Job, I realized what that was. You feel me? And sometimes the enemy, he's going to take things from you, he's going to make bad things happen. And it's really just to see, like, oh, are you going to become evil now that you lost your job? Are you going to become a bad, worthless person because, things aren't going your way? No. Laugh in adversity's face. Laugh at whatever is going wrong. Seriously, laugh. Even if you can't, laugh through the pain. Like how Kevin Hart said, laugh at my pain. Like, all those jokes, they came from a painful place. He told a joke about when he was carrying his mom's casket, and he's short, and he said he had a moment of, like, he just kind of lost it, and he fucked around and dropped the casket a little bit. And it's like, when he's telling the joke, it's funny. But you got to understand, that came from a very hard, sad day. And sometimes those really hard, sad days are what's going to make the best day the best day. You can't enjoy the sun without the rain. So, on your rainy days, just make sure to remind yourself that at the end of the day, you matter, you're here for a reason, and you can do it. Only because God believes you can do it. And if God believes you can do it, then at the end of the day, He who is in you is stronger than he who is in the world. So Who can be against you if God is for you? I hope this got I hope this helped a little bit of just your journey and what you're going through right now, and I hope you succeed in every level and aspect of your life, especially mentally. And I just hope that you know that once again you're here for a reason. So I love you guys. Mwah.